Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is the latest Manchester United news for you and transfer news. And the bottom line from Fabrizio Romano tonight is that Manchester United are still convinced they can keep Paul Pogba this summer. We will have a little bit of chat about the match today. We'll also be talking about Varane and a few other things as well. But look, there's been an update from Solskjaer about Pogba as well. And as I tweeted before the game today, I'm 75% sure that we are going to keep Paul Pogba at Manchester United this season. But we'll talk about those quotes from Solskjaer. We'll talk about quite a big update from Spain about Varane and his imminent move to Manchester United. And we'll also talk about a few other things as well and get some of your questions. But as you can see below me, we are sponsored by Manscaped tonight. And I know you all get excited about Manscaped because it's about trimming the grass to make the yard look bigger, showing some balls, which is what Manchester United need to do this season. Today we have huge news though. Manscaped have released their new Lawnmower 4.0. This means there's never been a better time to join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping when you click the link in the description. So what's so great about the Lawnmower 4.0? Because we have the 3.0, now we've got the 4.0. A new multifunctional on-off switch and travel lock created for people who like to travel. The ability to turn the LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precision shave. The new trimmer also allows you to customize your trim over through additional guard length, so you can have different lengths to trim yourself. It's sleek with a two-toned matte and gloss finish. Yeah, there's the two-tone. You might just see it there. Even featuring a hot foil stamped black chrome Manscaped logo. Very fancy. Where's that? There you go. And of course, its wireless charging system uses electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. Very, very fancy. Alongside the new Lawnmower 4.0 Manscaped, I've also launched their brand new performance package. Inside this, you will find the new Lawnmower 4.0, obviously, the Weed Whacker, the Crop Preserver, the Crop Reviver, and a very comfy boxer shorts and a travel bag. Because Manscaped care about all the nuts that watch this show, play on balls there, they're giving the United Stand viewers 20% off plus free shipping when you click the link in the video description. And if you want to know what the Weed Whacker is, it's not for your garden. Although trim the grass to make the yard look bigger, that means trim your hair to make your cock, whatever. This is the Weed Whacker. Does your nose, which when you get to a certain age is very, very good. So thanks to Manscaped. Links in the video description. Let's move on with the show. So let's talk about Paul Pogba. Thank you very much to Manscaped. Like I say, 20% off for United Stand viewers. Links in the video description. And we do ship worldwide. Right then, let's talk about their Pogba situation. I'm going to go from Fabrizio Romano here. His bottom line was Manchester United are still convinced they can keep Paul Pogba this summer. But this is based off Solskjaer's quote after the game today. On Paul Pogba's future, Solskjaer said, the talks are ongoing between Paul's representatives and United. All the dialogue I've had with Paul, not me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this is a quote. All the dialogue Ole's had with Paul is he's looking forward to the season. Man United are still convinced they can keep Paul Pogba. I have been steadfast on this, which means I've been persistent and consistent that I believe that Paul Pogba will be playing football for Manchester United when we start the season and when we end the season. I believe that Paul Pogba will be a Manchester United player next season. And I believe that we are in the grip of paper talk, personally. I don't think Pogba's going to go to PSG. Not this summer. It doesn't make any sense. And listening to Solskjaer today when he said that Pogba's looking forward to the new season, I don't detect that we're going to lose him. And the thing about Solskjaer is that he is the right player for Solskjaer's always been very consistent with Pogba and what he said. He said a few times in his time at United that Paul Pogba will be a United player next season, and people have gone, oh, I'm not so sure about that. And then he has ended up being that. I don't think Paul Pogba's going to go anywhere. Now, the issue here is people will say, well, he should be going somewhere because we don't want to lose him for nothing. But I just don't see this happening. And you know why? I'm going to be absolutely blunt, as I have been in the past. If I'm Paul Pogba, I'm not leaving. I'm not bloody leaving. I'm like DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving. I'm not bloody leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. That's what it is. I'm not going to go, because the reason I wouldn't go is because next summer I'm going to make a shitload of money. I'm not going to give 50 million to Manchester United. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to let Manchester United get 50 million quid. So yeah, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. That 50 million quid is my 50 million quid in a year's time. And I'm not saying I'm a mercenary or anything like that. I'm just not going to do it. No way. Not in a million years. So I don't think this will happen, and I don't think that PSG is the right move. And I think what Solskjaer said in his interview today is very interesting, because when I said on Twitter today, I'm 75% sure that Paul Pogba will be a Man United player next season, that means I'm pretty sure that he's going to be a Man United player next season. And I just think we're falling, and I agree with Sam Roberts. I agree with you, Sam. Pogba's going nowhere. And I'm not low-key Pogba FC. God, I'm not. I'm nobody FC. I'm really not anybody FC. Not at all. But I just don't think he's going to go. Look at the way my eye keeps catching on the light there. That's quite annoying. I keep like going invisible, which is annoying. I don't know why it's doing that tonight. That's a bit annoying, that is. I'm going to try and sit forward like that. Yeah, I don't think. I just don't think he's going to go. It doesn't make any sense to me why he would go. Look at that, it keeps doing it. There's a certain bit where I just go like that and my eyes go a little bit invisible. Look at that. That's really scary. Don't know why it's doing that. I'm not happy about that. But yeah, I don't think Paul Pogba will go anywhere, because it's a financial decision, and he's got one of the greediest Terminator Bridge. He's one of the greediest. He's got one of the greediest owners, agents or owners, however you want to call it, in the game. And I don't think he will go. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sounded very, very positive about Pogba staying. And, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, why would Ole Gunnar Solskjaer say to the world's press, the last conversation I had with Paul Pogba is that he's looking forward to the new season? He's just not going to go. He's just not going to go. What about Varane? People are asking me about Varane. Get your questions in, by the way. It is Saturday night. That's why I've gone with this set, because I can put your questions up on the screen. Varane, there was an update, which I think I mentioned on the watch-along, which actually is quite good that I mention it here, actually. Forget. You can't do transfers updates on a watch-along. You can't do that. No one ever watches a watch-along after a game. So basically, two good updates on Varane if you want a bit of positivity on a Saturday night. Jose Felix Diaz has said that basically Raphael Varane, and I think this is a Spanish journalist connected to AS or Marca, one of the two. I think it's Marca, actually, saying that Manchester United is the place for Varane. He will reject any deal that Real Madrid offer him. At this point, he will reject any deal. So that's a positive. And then Simon Stone, who is a BBC journalist, you may well know about him. Effectively, he's a tap-in merchant, and I don't mean that in a bad way. If you're a journalist who's a tap-in merchant, there's nothing wrong with that, because it just means that your career is based around credibility, basically. You don't speculate. You only tap it in when it's a well-known fact. He's saying that Manchester United highly likely to get Varane. So, yeah, it's not ideal that Varane's in training with Real Madrid. It isn't ideal that he's in training with Real Madrid at all, but everything suggests that this is going to still happen. The question is, when is it going to happen? Solskjaer is desperate for this to happen now. He wants it to happen now, but Manchester United are trying to save money. And can I just say as well, I must keep repeating this. Don't believe the bullshit. Do not believe the English outlets who keep saying it's personal terms. It's not personal terms. It's not personal terms. I know it's not personal terms. It's not been personal terms for weeks. But the English press, whether they're briefed by the club, I do not know. They keep going on about personal terms. They keep regurgitating this nonsense story that United are trying to work out personal terms with Varane, and then they'll talk to Real Madrid. We've been talking to Real Madrid for over a week. Personal terms are not an issue. I'm quoting Romano there, but basically they're not an issue. We are offering Varane nearly double what Real Madrid are offering him. Personal terms are not the issue. Like, what are these personal terms that we're arguing about then? We'll pay you more than Real Madrid. Thanks, I'll come. The issue is the fee with Real Madrid. That's where we're at. Don't believe this nonsense that these English outlets keep putting out there that it's about personal terms. It's not about personal terms. We are in... I tell you why I think it is. Because if it's about personal terms, it makes it more easier to stomach. Oh, we're in negotiations with Varane. It will take as long as it takes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you think we're in negotiations with Varane, it's like, it's fine. We're negotiating with Varane, it's fine. But if I tell you we're negotiating with Madrid, it's not fine anymore. It's like Varane's waiting. United are pissing about with Madrid. And that's what came out today. Varane wants this deal done yesterday. United are in no hurry. Personal terms are not being worked on. They're fine. We're talking to Madrid. We're holding the deal up and Madrid are holding the deal up. Let's be honest, any team in the world is better with Pogba in it. I'm happy for him to stay for another year, even if he leaves for nothing in a year, says Simran. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I get what you mean. Loz says, if Pogba stays, we've got 27 senior players at the club, which is just madness. Manscaped need to sponsor Ollie so he can get trimming and get some balls. You didn't say that, I did. I'll own that one. Also, we've had a super chat from that boy Juice. He says, I hope he stays for the rest of his contract to see what the team will play like. If Paul is in it with Varane and Sancho, Bruno will miss Paul, says that boy Juice. And I think it's a good thing he's training so there won't be a drop-off with his fitness, says Gary Turner. Well, Manchester United are fully aware of this situation, and Manchester United are more than happy for it to keep happening. I said it this morning, I'll say it again. Manchester United are well over the moon. I mean, even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said it after the game today. He was talking about Sancho and he was saying what a great player he is. And he said that, we wanted Sancho last summer. It didn't happen, but we've stayed in contact with Sancho and we've got the deal done now. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what you say. But when the manager says, we wanted Sancho last summer, we didn't quite get it over the line, but we've stayed in contact and we've got it done now. That means Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted Jadon Sancho to be a Manchester United player last summer and the club didn't deliver. Always read between the lines. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says we wanted him last summer, but we didn't get him, but we've got it over the line now, that means what it says on the tin. He wanted him last summer, the club didn't get the deal done, and we had to go with the season without him. Manchester United think they are it. They think they are the dog's balls. They think they are absolutely brilliant because they've got Sancho a year later and spent £30 million less. They're a business, not a football club. Even Ollie admitted it today. I wanted him last year. I've had to wait a year because we're a bloody business. And it worries me about Varane a little bit. I think we will get the deal done, but I think this board will think, oh, we'll be fine against Leeds with Lindelof and Maguire. We'll wait till the end of August and we'll save ourselves 10 million quid. These are the prats we are run by. I don't care what people think about that statement. We are run by prats. They put saving a few money. They put saving money ahead of winning points. They did it with Bruno. Remember January when we bought Bruno? We lost to Burnley. He should have been a Man United player before that, but we were messing around all January, trying to save a little bit of money, and we lost to Burnley. Those 3 points could have been really costly. I don't think they were in the end, but these owners and this board will give up points to save 5 million quid. Man City would never do that. Chelsea would never do that. Liverpool, I don't think, would do that. But Man United will. Oh, it's only 9 points, whatever. We've saved ourselves 9 million. United would rather lose 3 points and save 3 million. That's how they work. Always bloody Burnley, says Dominic. Check Pogba's recent videos on Instagram. He gestures zip the lips, keeping quiet, and I'm staying. Check it out. I don't need to check Paul Pogba's latest Instagram because I'm the one who's been saying that Paul Pogba will stay. He'll run his contract down, and I don't really have a problem with any United fan that says we should sell him, because running his contract down is terrible business for us. But I don't think United have any play in this. I don't know why people think United have got a play in the Paul Pogba scenario. As I keep saying, if I'm Paul Pogba and I'm Mino Raiola, I'm not going to PSG. You know what, United? Swivel on it. I'm not letting you get 50 million quid for me. I'll have that 50 million in a year for myself and you'll get nothing. I'm not doing you a favour. You can try and sell me what you like. I'm not going. I'm not going to PSG so you can get 50 million quid. I might go to PSG in a year, but in a year's time, I could go to Spain. I could go to Barcelona, Real Madrid. La Liga might be on a bounce back. I tell you what I could do. I could also stay in the Premier League, the best league in the world, and play for Chelsea or Man City and win something. Don't underestimate what an absolute joke United have created here. And I hope someone does clip this, because amongst I want Pogba to stay, right? I do want him to stay, but I want him to sign a new contract. Some people want him to go because they want to get some money. I'm not wrong. You're not wrong. But United keeping in Pogba for another year, I mean, that's Pogba's decision. That's Riola's decision. This ain't United's decision. You've got United fans going, oh, let's keep Pogba for another year. Let's see if we can change his mind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether we can change his mind. It doesn't matter whether we think we've got any power. We don't have any power. Paul Pogba can put a United shirt on for the next season, and then next season he can put a Man City shirt on, and there's nothing we can do about it. Or he could put a Chelsea shirt on, or he could put a Barcelona shirt on. Don't pretend we've got any power in this situation. We don't have any power in this situation. United, Ed Woodward, the Glazers, Ollie, we've got no power. This is Paul Pogba power. Paul Pogba power P's. The P's is the money. The power is Paul Pogba. The name is Paul Pogba. And a bit of Mino Raiola on top. They are in charge. United could go, we want to sell you because we want to get some money and we want to sell you to PSG and they'll give us 50 million. And Paul Pogba can go, I'm not going. I'm not going. I might go in a year, but I'm not going now. I'm not letting you get that 50 million and I don't really want to go to Paris. So I'm going to stay for a year. What are you going to do about it? We won't pick you. Jog on with that. Good luck with that one then. You're not going to pick me. What are you going to do? Pick McTominay and Fred? Crack on with that. Let's see how long Ollie's in a job then. Because when you start losing games, United fans won't like it and they'll go, you should be playing Pogba. You've lost. You play me for the next year and then I leave for nothing. Or I might sign a new contract if you give me silly money. But he's got the power. Don't ever think that we've got the power in this situation. We haven't. And I like Pogba. I do like Pogba, but United have created this situation. Yeah, my eyes are going a bit mad, Tom, because for some reason they are clashing with the green screen a little bit and they're making them go a little bit invisible. We don't know why. Just got the lawnmower from Manscaped, says TS. And look at that. Josh, he says, Pogba is many things, including a world-class CM, but an idiot he is not. And look, at the end of the day, there has been a bit of a battle between Manchester United and Raiola over the years. And this is about one-upmanship. This is about one-upmanship. And this is Riola's win. This is Riola's win. If there is a bad feeling between Manchester United and Raiola, then Riola's win is in the next 12 months. Do you think Raiola and Pogba can sit here and go, there's 50 million and we'll help you out? We'll go to PSG and we'll help you out. Or they can wait a year and go, you got nothing and we're minted. Imagine it. I mean, look, nobody wants to talk about this. But imagine if Pogba finishes his career at United and goes to Man City or Chelsea. That's the worry. We can't do anything about that. Please smash a like on the video, by the way. I just want to talk about this as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was talking about Elanga after the match today, and he said that it's easy to say let's loan Elanga, but he's got what it takes to be a Manchester United player. And I was, my head dropped again because I like Elanga, I really do. But this sort of fuzzy thinking is really Tottenham and win the Premier League says, why do you hate Pogba, Mark? It's idiots like that you just wish didn't watch the show. I absolutely do not. I'm actually very pro Paul Pogba, so I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, what I was going to say is this is where my head drops with Ollie, because I'm like, so basically he's now talking about keeping Elanga. But Pellistri played better than Elanga last week, but we're going to loan Pellistri and keep Elanga. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. He was talking about Lingard next season as well. And I'm like, do you not realise you are a manager that doesn't rotate? Do you not realise you are a manager that doesn't make substitutions? And you're talking now about keeping Elanga. Do you not realise how many players you've got, Ollie? You've got Martial and Rashford for the left-hand side. You've got Sancho and Ahmed for the right-hand side. You've got Greenwood and Cavani up front. That's 6. You've then got Lingard, Dan James, Juan Mata, Pellistri. That's another 4. That's 11. That's 10. And you're now thinking about keeping Elanga. That's 11 players who can play on the wing. 11. We can only play 2 wide players, and we've got 11. I mean, well, no, actually, I've included Cavani in there. He can't play. Well, he can play on the wing technically, but we've got too many players. Like, we've got too many players. I was watching the watch along today and people were going, you know, at the end of the day, Dan James and Lingard, they're all right as squad players. And I'm like, God, you've got no idea how many players we've got, have you? We have got too many players. Too many. If we only had Martial, Rashford, Sancho, Ahmad, Cavani and Greenwood, that's fine. 6 players for 3 positions. That's all we need. 6 for 3. 6 for 3 is absolutely well stacked. Brighton, Spurs, they'd love to have that sort of depth and quality. 6 players for 3 positions. But when, oh, no. We haven't got 6 for 3. We've also got Lingard, Dan James, Juan Mata, Elanga now, Palestri, 5. We've got nearly 12 players for 2 positions, for 3 positions. We have got way too many players. And it's starting to worry me a little bit. As somebody who's very pro-Solskjaer, I'm worried. I'm worried because when I did the interview with Teddy Sheringham, he said, Ollie's doing a fantastic job. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met. And I keep hearing this and I keep thinking, have we got the coaches who are going to be ruthless? Because everybody loves Carrickey. Everyone loves McKennery. Everyone loves Ollie. Everyone loves Mike Phelan. And I'm talking about the players. Do they love them because they're not ruthless? Like, how many players are we going to have before we start getting rid of some of them? We've got too many players. How can you have 8 or 9 players for 3 positions with a manager that doesn't rotate and doesn't make subs? And even if he did rotate and make subs, he's still got too bloody many. It's just, I'm stunned at how many players we've got in the attack. And look, I like Elanga, I like Ahmad, I like Palestri, I like Rashford, I like Martial, I like Sancho, I like Greenwood. That's 7. I don't mind Lingard. That's 8. I don't really rate Dan James. That's 9. Elanga's a young lad. That's 10. Again, it's too many. We've got way too many. And we'll have to just wait and see. But I just feel Elanga needs to go on loan. Lingard needs to be sold. Dan James needs to be sold. Palestri needs to go on loan. This needs to be Mata's last year. Like, we've got to start being ruthless because we're carrying too much. And not only is it a financial drain, but it's a waste on everybody's career. If Lingard stays and hardly plays, what's the point in that? If Elanga stays and never plays, what's the point in that? If Palestri stays and never plays, what's the point in that? Like, we've got to start clearing people out. We really have absolutely got to start doing it. But I don't know why we're not doing it. I don't know. Mata, Matic and Jones last year. Mate, I tell you what, I mean, let's talk about today a little bit. I know I talked about it on the match reaction. Get your comments in. Marvin says this is why Ollie needs to go. No, I think that's a bit unfair. I mean, happy to put it up on the screen because I think there's always 2 sides to a story, but I don't think Ollie needs to go. I don't think he needs to go. I think this season is a big season for him, to be fair, Marvin. But, you know, I must admit, a few hours after the game today, I personally am a little bit irritated because look, it's all about opinion, and I'm very, very big on that. But I went out after the match for a couple of beers and I went out for a meal with the family, and I came back in, logged on to do the video, looked at social media, and all I could see was these bloody virtue signalers going, it's only pre-season, such and such lost to such and such, it's only pre-season, the average age of the team at the end of the game was 21, it's only pre-season, it doesn't mean anything, it's only pre-season. I'm like, yeah, can you keep saying it enough? I mean, how many retweets and likes can one person get in a day? You know, people moan about negativity, but I think there are people out there that are ridiculously positive for retweets and likes as well. And I think the truth resides in the middle. As I said on my match reaction, there are standards at Manchester United. You're either a winner or you're not. Roy Keane used to talk about training midweek and how he hated to lose. You know, even if it was a 3v3, he hated to lose. We've just played an 11-a-side game in front of a lot of people and lost badly. And we're meant to go, doesn't matter, it's a pre-season game. Well, it does matter. If you put a Man United shirt on, to me, you don't lose matches. It's a standard you set from top to bottom. And we were a very young side, but we were a very bad side today. We were tactically poor. Our football was slow. Our energy levels were slow. We created nothing. We weren't very good today. So you can talk about pre-season and you can talk about reserves, but I'm telling you now, I don't care whether it's the under-18s. I would expect them to be coached and play the way that the first team's going to play. And that's what disappointed me today, is the energy, identity, understanding, chemistry, and fluency was rubbish today. And if you can't acknowledge that, and if you want to hide behind the fact that it's pre-season, then I'm sorry, I don't think football's really for you. Because correct me if I'm wrong, is football not about being passionate and wanting to win? Or is it just let's support the club through thick and thin, win, lose or draw? Because I think that's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. If you are a fan that thinks it's about winning, losing and drawing, then what were you doing under Sir Alex Ferguson? He was the manager that would have flipped his lid today. He wouldn't have been happy with that today. No way. He was the most petulant, bad loser I've ever seen. And I loved him because he didn't accept second best. He didn't accept losing. And that doesn't matter whether it was a pre-season game or training or a kickabout on the park. We need to get that winning mentality into this team. And it starts at the top and it runs right the way through. And when you've got owners and board members who would rather lose 3 points to save 3 million quid and get a bargain on a signing, that runs all the way down the club to what is important. And what is important is winning. And we need to get that mentality back. I'm confused. What exactly is the point of these preseason matches if we're not playing our first teamers to get well before the season starts? Well, we can't play our first teamers, Ayanda, because a lot of them are on holiday. But it was an opportunity today to get some fluidity going. Like if we've got a new defensive coach and we are going to play a new style of football, then we should be looking to try that in pre-season. Who's making these decisions, Glazers or Ollie? Because from a business or football point of view, it makes no sense whatsoever. Well, Mark writes the decision making at the club is the Glazers. They run the club. And Oliver says, Mark, is it just me because imagine that we play McFred again the next season, then in Pogba we have another wide player. If we play McFred this season, you'll see the same old problems we saw today. Slow tempo, not getting the ball to the forwards. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. We play like we did today. We play like the same we did last season. If today was a glimpse of how we're going to play next season, you're going to see last season again. It won't matter having Sancho on the wing. It won't matter having Bruno at 10. It won't matter having Rashford on the wing. And it won't matter having Cavani up front. You saw it today. We had Lingard, who at that level is a good player. You've got a Palestri, who had looked very good against Derby. You've got Greenwood, who's a fantastic player. And you've got Dan James, who, all right, he didn't play well today, but didn't really get a lot of the ball either. Why didn't our front four get a lot of the ball? Because Matic and Pereira are crap. They were crap. Next season, you could substitute Matic and Pereira for McFred, and you could have a front four of Sancho, Bruno, Pogba, and Cavani, and they'll get the same service today. They'll get the same service as what happened today. We don't move the ball quick enough from back to front. The tempo is slow. It comes in like a magnet. They hold it for a little bit, and then they pass it sideways. We don't move the ball quick enough. I don't care how good Jadon Sancho is. I don't care how good Marcus Rashford is. I don't care how good Bruno is. I already know how good they are. But if they don't get the ball quick enough, they won't be able to do things with it. And United don't move the ball quick enough. That line from Ed Woodward when he gave Solskjaer the contract about the tradition, we're playing in the traditional way of Manchester United sides. Bullshit. We don't play good football. That's the whole thing we need to do this year. We've got to up the tempo. And I don't know how he's going to up the tempo because he hasn't got a midfielder who can up the tempo. We need somebody to come into that club who's going to grab the ball and play quicker. Look at QPR today. They're moving the ball quickly. They're getting the ball. It's almost like QPR and Brighton are another team who do this. It's almost like on the training ground, and I'm not even going to be sarcastic. They are told on the training ground, don't keep hold of the ball for longer than a second. 2 seconds max, but a second, get rid of it. They're moving it very quick. They're moving the ball at a very high tempo. United, I think they're told, don't get rid of it until you've had 2 seconds on the ball. We're so slow. The tempo is so slow. You see, this is the sort of statement I can't be living with, but I have to put it up because some of you will agree with it. I'm not worried, Mark. It's only a friendly and our best players aren't back yet. But are you not falling into the trap of what many Ollie outers say? I'm an Ollie inner and I'm frustrated because I'm not happy with today. I'm not. Because it's not, I agree with you, it's a preseason game, and I agree with you that our best players are not there. But that excuse you've just put up there that feeds into the Ollie outers thing. Because what the Ollie outers say is, Solskjaer is only in a job because of the individualism of people like Bruno and Pogba and Greenwood and Rashford and Cavani and Luke Shaw. Without those good players, he's a shit coach. That's what the Ollie outers are saying. And that's what that statement to me says. I'm not worried because when we get our good players back, we'll be fine. But why do we need our good players to be able to beat QPR? Surely you gave Pep that team or Klopp that team today, they'd have beaten QPR. They'd have coached them in a way to beat them. We played badly today. We're becoming a fan base with comments like that puts everything on the players. We're now Players FC. When we've got our good players like Sancho and Bruno, we'll beat them. So basically, we're just 11 players going out and playing football. No, that's not right. That's not right. It isn't 11 players going out. It's 11 players coached going out. And today they didn't do very well, and they should have done better. That's my issue with today, is that we were a shadow of what a Man United side should be. And yes, we've got players out, but I had people before the game saying Lingard should start over Bruno. Our best right back was playing. You know, Matic can still do a job. He was playing. Mata should stay for another year. He was staying. Dan James is a really good left back and he provides balance. He was playing. So, you know, it wasn't totally young. Interesting debate, in my opinion. What type of manager is needed in the modern era? Players don't take criticism well. Ollie's clearly a good head coach, so we just need someone above him, a la the Chelsea setup, says Loz. I think Ollie can have a very good season at Manchester United, but we have got to get rid of this apathy that reigns around this club. We can't win semi-finals and then we win one and get to a final and we don't win it. There is an apathy around this football club. Like, even in the fan base, people go, "Oh, it's only a pre-season friendly. It doesn't really matter." Well, really, it does matter. I think if Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge and we'd just been beaten 4-2, I don't think he'd ever say anything publicly, but he wouldn't accept that today. Oliver, I just think Matic is done at this level. I really do. I really wish he wasn't done. I really wish Matic wasn't done. God, do we need a prime Matic? Somebody who can take the ball off the back four and run the midfield. But he's done. He's done, isn't he? I mean, let's see what he can do against Preston, but nah, he's done for me. I don't see it. Anything on the goalkeeping situation, says Siddharth? Well, apparently we're going to go with Dean Henderson in goal. So I presume we will either put De Gea on the bench or we will loan him out at a massive cost, I suppose. It's my birthday, says Daniel. Happy birthday, Daniel. We're not playing Brentford on Wednesday. We're playing Preston on Wednesday, aren't we? Matic don't have it. We know that, there we go. We know that McFred is not the desired pair in midfield, but as from the Copa America, Fred has improved. Still, of course, the playing style is different. Agni, he hasn't improved. He didn't go to the Copa America at 27 and improve. He's not improved. He just played in a system that got the best out of him. It makes me laugh when people say that. You know, so Fred was shit last year, went to the Copa America, and now he's suddenly good. He's 27. It's not improved. He's just been used in a system better. Maybe he's been coached better. I don't know. But Fred did play well in the Copa. Maybe the standard of football in the Copa America is shit compared to the Premier League. I don't know. But he did play well in the Copa America. Maybe it's coaching. Maybe it's the position. Maybe it's the standard of football. But yeah. Well, we have got Brentford on Wednesday, apparently. Apologies for that. I thought we were playing Preston on Wednesday. So we'll get beat on Wednesday. We'll get beat on Wednesday. Because Ollie came out after the game and said that Martial and Van der Beek won't be able to play because they won't be quite ready. So it'll be the same team as today, but with McTominay in it. I don't think that'll be good enough, to be honest. I think Brentford will beat us if they've got most of their first team, which I think they have. Sam Diamond made a good point there. Let's have a look at it. He says, Ollie moaned about pre-season last year and he is not utilising it to work on new tactics. Yeah, I mean, I was almost going to defend Ollie there because I always will try and defend him. He can't really look towards the game for Leeds because he hasn't got any player that's going to play against Leeds, really. I don't even think Lingard will play against Leeds. Wan-Bissaka will play against Leeds. Maybe Greenwood. So, you know, it's not like he can try out different combinations, but he should be trying out different tactics because it's like if I'm Man United manager and I want to play, if I'm a Man United manager, right, and all summer I've been on my holidays and I'm like, I don't want to play this back six, two holding midfielders anymore. I've got to up the tempo. I've got to move the ball better from back to front. I want to play a 4-1-2-3. So I want to play with a back four, a holding midfielder, two midfielders in front of that, and then two wide players and a forward. That's how I want to play. I don't need to wait for everybody to come back to do it. In fact, the perfect opportunity is to try it out on, you know, test dummies, really. You know, try it out today. Matic, you hold. Pereira and Lingard, your box-to-box. Wide players being Pellistri and Dan James, and then up front Greenwood. So I don't think we're going to see a new formation. I really don't think we're going to see a holding midfielder and two attacking midfielders or whatever. I don't think we're going to do it because why would you not try it now? Try it out before all the good players come back to see if it works. But no, I don't think he's going to change it. I think we'll be playing a 4-2-3-1 next season. And look, I don't really have a problem with that because at least he's going to be consistent. But, you know, this was news outlets saying we were going to do this, getting people excited. Mark, what I like about you is that you're living in the reality, not biased because of your love for the club. Fred McTominay, etc., are not good enough to play for United. Just Jeremy. Look, I'm moody. You know, I am moody. People who watch this channel, I am quite moody, and I'll go with whatever mood I'm in. But I also think it's very important to play both sides, and only in a footballing sense. If that's the way you want to go off the pitch, that's up to you. But look, I can't just sit here and be the pro Ollie show, even though I want Ollie to do well. There's no point in that because then it becomes the Ollie in channel. I don't want it to be that. I am pro Ollie. I want Ollie to do well, but I'm also wide awake to the things he does badly. And I think that's the best way to be in life. You know, when I used to work in the police, I had a sergeant, the best person I ever worked with, and he is the best person I've ever worked for. But a couple of times we really went head to head, even though he's my boss. I was like, I don't agree with this. And he was like, well, you're doing it. I was like, well, I'm not. I don't agree with it. I really don't believe in what you're telling me to do. I think it's wrong. And it wasn't anything bad, but it was just like quite an important thing in a job that we were doing. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the Pied Piper or, you know, being 100%. You can respect, trust, and want somebody to do well, but you can also be eyes wide open to what they're doing wrong. And that's where I am with Solskjaer. That's where I am with United. That's where I am with Bruno. Bruno's my favourite player, but if he puts in a bad performance against Leeds, I'd be saying, you know what? I don't know whether he should play the next game, because I think that's the way you've always got to think about what your ultimate game is, whether it's being true to yourself as an individual in your own life or whether it's about United winning titles. That's where I am. I could be really biased. I could be so biased. You know what? This will shock you, right? There is a player at Man United that I know is not good enough that I absolutely think they should be, if I was being biased, I would put them in the United starting 11. And I'm probably going to quite shock you here, but well, maybe it won't shock you. But I would play, well, I'm trying to think how I would word this, but I personally would not buy Kieran Trippier and give Brandon Williams a go at right back. Now, people are going to go, you're absolutely crazy. You're mad. He's not good enough in this, that, and the other. But I would. I like the player. I liked him at left back when he first came in. I think he's got tenacity. He's got aggression. But what I figured out is he's not a left back because he's so right-footed. We've never really given him a run at right back. And I don't think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the be-all and end-all. I think he needs a kick up the backside like Luke Shaw did. I would give Brandon Williams a run of games. Ollie's never going to do it. And I actually probably agree with Ollie. But if I was biased, I would push that. And people are going, what? But my point is here, I know it's not the right thing to do. I know it's not the right thing for Manchester United to do. I know the right thing is for him to go on loan, but I like the player, and my favoritism would say give him a run at right back, but I won't do it. I totally agree with him going, because I know what's best for Manchester United, and that decision isn't right. Just because I like that player, that's my bias and favoritism. I actually, on a head level instead of a heart level, in my heart, I like Brandon Williams. I think he's a good player with great potential, and he'd be a very good right back. But this is Manchester United. I've got to think with my head, and with my head, I'm like, it could backfire badly. Just because I like the player doesn't mean he's good enough for United. You've got to think with what's best for Manchester United, and what's best for Manchester United isn't me going, Ollie's the best around. Nothing's gonna ever break us down. He's the best. He's not the best. I want him to do well, but he's got a lot to improve on. So I am Ollie in, but I'll be critical of the things that he gets wrong. And I'll do that with Bruno, who's my favourite player. I'll do it with Rashford and Martial, who were my favourite players before that and are still two of my favourite players. I'll do it with Pogba. I'll do it with anything to do with United, because ultimately the only thing that matters to me is that we win the title. And you know what? Somebody could ring me up tomorrow and say, something's going to happen. Love Island's not on tonight. Something's going to happen at Manchester United, right? A new manager's going to come in. Ollie's going to lose his job in horrible circumstances. He's going to be crying as he walks out the door. And the new manager's going to come in and he's going to bin off the whole team, apart from Scott McTominay and Fred, but he's going to win you the title 4 times out of the next 5 years. And you've got the power to stop it or let it happen. And I'd go, right, okay, so Ollie's going to cry and lose his job. Everybody's going to get sold except for McTominay and Fred. They're going to bring in totally different players that we don't know, but we'll win the title 4 times out of the next 5 years. Yeah. Bruno goes, yeah. Rashford, yeah. Shaw, yeah. Pogba, yeah. Everybody. And McTominay and Fred stay, yeah. But you win the title for the next 5 years. Yeah, okay. Well, that hurts me, but United are going to win the title 4 times out of the next 5 years. It's not about who your favourite player is. It's not about who your favourite manager is. It's not about how much you like these people. It's about Man United. I'm so fortunate in my life that I've seen the Bruce and Ince and Pallister and Hughes and Cantona team. And I've seen the 99 team with Beckham and York and Cole and Keane and Scholes and Yapstam. I've seen the next 3 years where we won the title after that. I've seen the rebuild. And I've seen the 08 team with Ronaldo and Tevez and Rooney. And I've seen the last title we won with Van Persie. I'm so lucky, and I've seen so many different teams. And they all come and go. That was the great thing about Sir Alex. They come and go, but United kept winning titles. And I learned this as I grew with those teams. Really, you can have your favourite players, but ultimately it's about United winning. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Hi, Mark. Even PSG fans don't want Pogba at their club, but they're not going to get him. I started off by saying that, and I'll say it now. You're not going to get Paul Pogba. He'll be a United player next season. But what I can't guarantee you, and I cannot guarantee you this, and I suppose it's the sting in the tail, what if this time next year Paul Pogba's putting a Chelsea shirt on? Why can that not happen? Why do we assume Paul Pogba and Mino Raiola wouldn't go to Chelsea or Man City? Why is that not on the table? Everyone goes, keep him for a year, let him run his contract down, and then he'll go to Real Madrid or Barcelona or maybe PSG or Juventus. What if he runs his contract down and goes to Chelsea or Man City? You cannot refuse or deny that might happen. But I'm telling you now, I don't think Pogba's going anywhere, because I think Paul Pogba and Mino Raiola are in control. And I think they will refuse any deal to go anywhere now, even if it's their dream move, because they'll be like, imagine Paul Pogba wants to go to Real Madrid, right? Real Madrid ring United up and go, we'll give you 50 million for Paul Pogba, and we'll give Paul Pogba 350 grand a week. And Man United go, we're going to take the 50 million, Paul. You can go to Real Madrid now. And then Paul Pogba goes, okay, well, I do want to play for Real Madrid, and 350 grand a week is more than I'm on now. But I tell you what I'm going to do. I've figured out that a year is not really a long time. And I quite like what's going on at United. And my family's quite settled here. I think I'm going to stay for a year, and then I'm going to go to Real Madrid. And when I go to Real Madrid in a year, my wages will be £500,000 a week instead of 350k. And that 50 million you were going to get It's going to go into my pocket and my agent's pocket. Let's go to work for a year. You know? Thank you for the super chat, Daniel. And Mark, do you think Wan-Bissaka is one season wonder, says Amy Assey? I got a lot of time for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I think it's a big season for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think there are a lot of United fans that are turning on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And, you know, I get this. Oh, you're not very nice about McTominay. You're not very nice about Lindelof. You're not very nice about Fred. I'm like, I want those players to succeed. I just don't think they're good enough. With Wan-Bissaka, maybe you don't think he's good enough. I do think he's good enough, and I choose to stand with Wan-Bissaka. I think he will come good. He's got to improve. He's got to get more consistent, but I think Wan-Bissaka will be fine. Anyway, apparently I'm waffling, which I don't think I am. It's a Saturday night show, which is a little bit different. The link's in the video description for Manscaped. 20% off. They've got the brand new Manscaped 4.0. They've got the Weed Whacker as well, which you put up your nose and clears that out. Links in the video description for that. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I hope you have a good night. We will have a show tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, which is the panel show. We're going to be talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tomorrow. Lots of different opinions, so that's 8 o'clock. We've got the morning show as well. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Really hope you have a good evening, day, or whatever you're doing. Smash a like on the video. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and I'll speak to you all in a little bit.